Greetings! Today we will be viewing a 1 versus 1 between Wingflier and myself on the map NUG DeathClock. This was a really interesting game. Had a lot of fun. So let's get to it. I am up north. What's that? Never eat soggy wheat. I am northeast, and Wing is southwest. Let's speed this up. Let's do like a 250% speed and see how that goes. Alright. So the metal in this map is kind of in the lower quadrant. So metal's about right there, and then it comes about right there, goes straight up. There's a few in the center here, but most of it kind of, I can't think of the shape, but you get the point. You get the point. There's some metal in the center, not a huge amount. There is the geo, and then there's a couple patches on each side of the water. Looks like I'm starting K-bots. One of the many poor decisions of this game. It's not the... Due to how open the map is, the K-bots aren't the best. Like, it's not even too large of a map, but it's just completely open, which is pretty much a vehicle's dream. So he's got some scouts coming up. Trying to pump out some fleas here. And he is moving his commander. He's expanding towards the center with his commander. Scout. Didn't make it too far. Did get in some intel. I'm pretty sure he gets my constructor here, which was a bummer. That already puts me behind. He's grabbing metal. I have to make another constructor. I do have a lot of fleas, but I mean, they're not the best, and they're definitely not taking out a commander. I just happened to bunch up for him really nice there. Single file. So he stopped my expansion. I had to go back and do it. He is beating me a little bit on metal right now. I could have tried to move forward with my commander, but I just wasn't feeling confident enough to leave my base, I guess. He's putting exploiters up, which is really hard for fleas to raid. Since they just pop like popcorn. The exploiters have lasers and AA to hit the fleas with, so it's really hard for fleas to get close unless you have a lot and they're grouped up nicely. None of this single file stuff. And they just get picked off one by one. So he's got a few instigators coming up to harass here. I think I'm building Twilights, which not the best choice. Another poor choice is I should have just built the metal extractors and been done with it. Tried to defend them better instead of using the metal to build, especially on such low patches there. These ones, like these two, I could justify a Twilight pretty well. This is one thing. He kept hitting my constructors as they would come back to this spot. It was kind of a pain, honestly. The Pee-wee's just shooting everywhere. Did manage to chase away those instigators for a bit, though. But as it stands, he's doing a bit better than me resource-wise. Few more metal and about 50, 60, 70 more energy. And the K-bots just aren't cutting it. So now I'm trying to get a air plant up to get some gunships over to hopefully raid his base, and some warriors to kind of protect the base a little bit better, since he is building up a decent amount of instigators here. So I was just hoping for a little more firepower. He's pumping out levelers as well. So that air plant's up. Trying to get an HLT to help stop from being raided. Sad, I would have really liked the metal from those. It would have helped out a bunch. He hasn't grabbed this corner yet. And despite starting vehicles, he hasn't grabbed the water metal yet, I don't think. Granted, he doesn't really need it right now, but it's still nice to have. So we're pumping out gunships. I'm just going for a... I felt like I was losing big time here. And actually right now he is doubling my metal. It's been like, what, probably a few minutes in game. He went from like 3 extra to 10 extra. So we did get our gunships up. Nice amount. We got 5, 6, 7, like 8 gunships. It does look like he's becoming more weary of an air attack. He's got some, we've got some coming up over this side too. He's got some Samsons up there. I am able to get back here and just wipe out everything. He has no air defense back here. These I wasn't paying attention to. They did get a couple of exploiters, which was nice. At this point, he's just coming up to my base. And I wish I would have gotten that construction vehicle. So I built this a little too far out. If I had built this more like right here, I think I would have had a pretty good chance at actually surviving. But he does come in. The warriors were a pretty good choice. But took out his commander with my commander, and he did manage to save a leveler, which was pretty unfortunate. Because then he just came in and pretty much leveled my base. I think I keep the air plant. So he's still got constructors about. He's able to do quite a bit. He's got a Geo up. That puts him leagues ahead of me. I'm struggling on energy. I have like no energy left, and I have an air plant, so we're kind of bad off right there. I do have a couple constructors here, thankfully. I should have been running out to grab metal. What I was doing here, though, was trying to get as much metal storage as I can to take advantage of the Commander Rex. He's got a little nano to help him out. He is getting a chainsaw up. Probably to protect the Geo and whatever else is right there. Just trying to come through and get rid of some of this stuff. Should have came this way. That's probably an exploiter too, though. I should have came this way. Oh, wow. He's getting an exploiter up there. Looks like he's starting a K-Bot lab as well. Managed to get the muskrat. He did get that water medal there though, so that'll be nice for him. Cause I can't get that. I could make some bombers, I suppose. I did manage to get the Geo before the Eradicator had hit me, but he's now pumping out Crashers. I'm starting a K-Bot lab. I was probably not the best idea. I should have started hovers, or I should have started a hovers plant, but I was kind of worried about the, you know, if he pumps out enough Crashers, then it's going to be hard for me to really do anything. So I thought, you know, I can make Pee-wees and just run through Crashers. When at the same time I was making defenses. This was another mistake I made. The defenses were nice, but they didn't span far enough. Like I'm pretty sure he attacks before I get enough up. I have just a big open spot, but if I had used that metal on more Pee-wees or a hover plant or something, I think I would have been in a much better position. Trying to come down here and just keep him from rebuilding. I figure it looks like I did just get one commander wreckage, so that's nice. But he is producing much more metal than I am. So I'm really, I don't know what he's at this point. I'm trying to get rid of these darn exploiters. I needed to be expanding too. I should have grabbed this. I should have grabbed this whole corner here. Would have been amazing. That's about 5 metal or so. I did grab it apparently. Okay. I definitely should have gone hovers though. Trying to get rid of some of his energy here. He probably got that Geo back up. Much more protected this time. With that Eradicator up and the just stream of Jethros coming out, it's going to be really hard to attack this corner with Banshees again. Can't believe I missed all those wins there. Almost got that one. So close. So I now surpassed the MLC. I played so terribly there. See, the defenses here, they'll hold off against Crashers pretty well, but I wasn't building them fast enough. You know, they were going up slowly. I think I had a single B building them, which is like the worst build power you can do. It's nice, you know, it just kind of does it in the background, but it's, you know, it's not going to get up very fast. If I had put the metal from these into more units, I think I would have been in a better position. Let's see. So that's 81. It's about 170 metal per LLT there. Tried to come in thinking, you know, he'd have a lot of air defense. But he also had a lot of exploiters, which made it pretty difficult. I am managing to keep his cons out, though, so that's a plus. Looks like he was up here getting me as well. Yeah, he's getting tons of AA up. And he now has vehicles as well, which is going to put me in a bit of a disadvantage. Basically back to the beginning. Still trying to come in with gunships to keep him as small as I can. but he does have tons of AA. Did start hover. I should have really focused that though. Like I have the metal. I needed, instead of gunships, I should have stopped gunships. Like right now, it would have been a great time to stop because they're not getting me anywhere anymore. He's got tons of AA up here. He's making tons of crashers. They're just not gonna be as effective. Not as effective as a bunch of bees would have been. I should have started to get more production power out while pumping out the K-bots still and focused on the hovers. Because the Pee-wees, while they weren't winning me the game necessarily, they were doing a decent enough job. They're getting kind of picked apart there, but they're doing a good enough job of keeping the pressure on. I should have maybe mixed in some Rockos or some Warriors, even some AA just for a little extra range and line of sight there. After he started bringing out the Berserkers, though, I definitely needed to switch. I should have started making groups of Warriors and I'd say like Warriors and Rockos maybe. That way if I ran up against Dragon's Teeth, the Rockos could still do some damage. I did start Rockos, I will say that. I moved to Bombers. I don't remember what the heck I'm trying to bomb here. The Geo. I did manage to get it. But I wasted a lot of bombers after I got it as well. So you don't have a pretty nice size army at this point. I've got Jethros and Rockos. I really should have done Warriors instead of Jethros. Would have helped me out a bunch. Also would have been real great to get some more defenses up. I did get hovers, but I just don't have enough build power to be effective, and he's about to come in and take out this corner here. I'm out of energy, so my light laser towers are effectively useless. The HLT can't do too much. I'm desperately trying to suck up my air. And he did hit me pretty hard here. This was a lot of energy. This was most of my energy he got rid of. I've got some wins back there, and that's it. And then I had to use my hovers to defend myself, which was also a bummer because then by doing that, I just lost the surprise. You can see he's getting up on HLT right here. If I would have been able to defend that and get these hovers sent down without him knowing they existed, I think that would have been amazing. It basically boils down to if I had done hovers earlier, because now he's got an HLT with all this other stuff, mind you. He's moved his army back. And I accomplished almost nothing. That was quite a bit of metal, honestly. There's maybe at least 10, 15 hovers. We're looking at a few thousand metal right there to kill one HLT and a few Berserkers. And since I lost everything else, the hovers, which were going to be mostly my attack force, are now also my defense force. So I'm in a bad spot at this point. He's probably out-resourcing me. big time. I still have metal, like lots of metal to suck up over here, but I'm hurting on energy. And I never rebuilt my G. I should have rebuilt the Geo, honestly. So he's building some stuff up here. Luckily, it's all direct fire. I actually planned on being attacked over here rather than the other way. But I don't have energy to save myself. And once again, losing my energy. Leveler's just coming through. They did destroy the Twilight to kind of lock them down, which kind of sucks because that's a pretty big patch there. I did get to suck up the Leveler though, so that was nice. But now he sees that I'm honestly not in great shape, so he can work on ending me anytime. I'm trying to get some artillery stuff going down here to shell out the base. But I keep getting too close and the berserkers kind of push me away. I wanted to get this Punisher, but I couldn't really find a good way to get close to it without getting shot by berserkers, you know? Because I would have had to get at least that close. And I didn't have anything else. This is where it all starts going downhill. For me, at least. It goes uphill for him. I've got pretty much no defenses here. He hasn't brought any artillery yet. So these defenses here will still do a pretty good job at keeping them at bay. I need to get some microfusions up. I'm not building anything, though. That's a mistake. I should have been building stuff. Got 1,400 metal. I might as well use it, right? So then he comes back and just kept clearing out this corner here. And that HLT is not going to last a second. This stuff is lasting because... First of all, the dragon's teeth are spaced, but he's not bringing many things to contest that. That wood HLT, a few of those raiders makes it no problem. I did manage to get a pit bull up, which will keep me alive for like another minute. But at this point, he is just outproducing me more than I can handle. Started to bring in some thugs. There goes that defensive. All I have now is a lone pit bull. Don't have enough metal to produce units. Don't have enough units to produce an attack. It's a bad time. It is a bad time over here. And I think this is about it. I think we were waiting on a couple more people for a 2 versus 2. And they had come back. So, I mean, I conceded, but he had me. There was no coming back from this. I made a lot of stupid decisions that game, I feel, because I definitely should have been able to win. Especially with those commander wreckages. If I use that wreckage to build a hover plant, I definitely would have been able to do some good damage if I had hovers instead of peewees. I think that would have won it for me, but I didn't make that decision, so so here we are. It was a really good game, though. wasted so much metal, mostly from the commander packages, like 15,000 each. I don't think I ever had more than 7,000 storage. Produced metal. I imagine the things you suck up count as produced metal, so he definitely outdid me there. He did a much better job at holding ground. Like I said, with the K-bots on that map, just because it's so open, the vehicles can really take advantage of their speed on that map. Starting K-bots was my first mistake. It was all downhill from there. Because starting K-bots, even on a map like that, isn't always bad, but you need to have enough metal to be pumping K-bots out. And the metal was just... It was so spread out. Like, I never had... It was too hard for me to get enough metal to constantly pump out units and have it not be protected. Words are hard sometimes. but yeah, no, like, because he kept hitting those middle spots, so it was hard for me to get more metal. There wasn't enough around the starting area for K-bots to be effective enough. All in all, it was a really good game. Wingflier did a really good job there. I did good sometimes, and then I did bad other times. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.